Hi everyone, I'm Danny Class, and today we're going to be learning about how to make a harmonic note, or how to do harmonics, or how to play harmonics. There's lots of ways we can talk about it. And this lesson is, to me, very exciting because this is one of the marvels of the guitar, that there is this sort of hidden world, really, of different kinds of notes that you can play that sound different than a standard, I guess you could say, note of simply putting your finger down and pressing on behind one of the frets. And so that's what we're going to be looking at today, and hopefully you'll find this useful as it is a way to add color and just another level of interesting sound to anything you're playing. Okay, so let's get started. The harmonics, they're kind of difficult to describe or difficult to start because they are kind of hidden and you have to play them differently to get them. But the difference, first of all, is that instead of pressing down on a string to produce a note, you're going to touch the string, and instead of pressing down behind a fret, you're going to touch the string right over the fret. Those are the two big differences. So the easiest place to do this, and there are different places where you can do it, but the easiest place is at the 12th fret. So if you count up to the 12th fret, and you've got your 6 notes, the 6 strings here to, excuse me, to produce a harmonic, what you need to do is simply, with any finger, I'll just use my middle finger, to touch a string. And so I'll do this, I'm on the 3rd string at the 12th fret, but I'm right over the 12th fret, not behind it, right over. Just touch there, okay? And then to play the note, it doesn't matter which finger on your right hand, I'll just use my first finger. You strike the note, and then a split second later, and this is the trick, a split second later, then you release your left hand off. So I'll show you. If I do it before, let's see if I can do it wrongly. Or if I play the note and then try to put it on, it's not going to sound correct. So let's go through and do those harmonic notes for all of the strings from the 12th fret. So here's the 6th string. Here is the 5th string. Here is the 4th string. Here is the 3rd string. Here is the 2nd string. And then here is the 1st string. And you can play them all together too if you just simply make your finger, any finger, big and kind of lock it down into a straight line, maybe even kind of bring your knuckle down a little bit and make it stiff, and then play them all together. You get that magical sound that sounds so otherworldly. And it's been used a lot, and is used a lot in all different kinds of music. So and the notes are the same, by the way, as the open notes, because this is what we call the octave, where at the 12th fret of the guitar, the notes repeat. So in other words, from the 12th fret on, it is the same notes. They are the same notes from the 0th fret to the 12th fret. So you can test it, that this is an open E. At the harmonic, it's right here. Sounds the same. But the texture, of course, is different. Okay, so you might say, well, that's good for the 12th fret, and they're so loud there, which is nice, but can you replicate that? Do the harmonics at different places? You can, it's just that they're harder to hear. However, the 9th fret would be the next one. And just because of the physics of the guitar and of the way the sound and the strings go together, they're not quite as loud. can hear them, but you can hear that they're not, don't have as much volume. Here's a little pointer to help you get those sounds out of the 9th fret. Take your right hand and move it back towards the bridge. Get it a little more nasally. It seems to work a little better. Seems to. It's pretty subtle. And those notes, by the way, would be the same as if you had actually pressed down at the 9th fret. And if you are starting to learn your fretboard, then you know that those notes are C sharp, F sharp, B, E, G sharp, and then lastly C sharp. Okay. 7th fret are louder. Almost as loud as the 12th fret. But remember, the procedure is the same. You press on your left hand, or excuse me, you touch on your left hand. If you press, it's going to sound buzzy and wrong. You press, if you press down, it's not going to sound correct. So you touch on your left hand and you strike on your right hand. And remember, when you do this, when you touch and then you strike, that you wait just a split second and then bring your hand off. Maybe exaggerate a little bit in the beginning to kind of get that movement down on your left hand. So again, touch on your left hand, the string. Now I'm on the 3rd string, touching right over the 7th fret. Strike the string. Doesn't matter which hand or which finger for any of them. And then lift off. And you can play these all together too. Okay, the 5th fret are there also. Did you hear that last one? I messed it up and it kind of got a little buzzy. That was too soon. Some of the areas are less forgiving. The 12th fret is very forgiving. The 5th fret less so, because the harmonics are harder to hear. Okay, and then the 3rd fret, they're there, but they're really hard to get. But I like the sound so much, I try to use it in my compositions. That one, very subtle. That's a B flat. D, and then G. Barely can hear it. Okay, so again, the places are 12th fret are the strongest, 9th fret, not so strong, 7th fret, pretty strong, 5th fret, kind of medium, and 3rd fret, rather difficult, but you can still get them. Now, this is where things get really interesting and cool. There's a whole other kind of world that I've heard is called pinch harmonics. I call them invisible harmonics. That's not the actual term. I just like the name of them. Where you can actually, if you add 12 to any note that you're fretting and then play that in a harmonic way behind here, behind the 12th fret, you can get another world of harmonics. It's a little difficult to explain. It's better if I show you. So let's just take a random note that I'm going to fret. And now yesterday I uploaded a video on the A chord, A minor chord, the E minor chord, and the D minor chord. So I'm thinking from that. And well, let's just do the A minor chord, and let's just take the C on the A minor chord. That is fretted, that is pressed down on the 1st fret, 2nd string, 1st fret, 2nd string. That gives you a C. And I'm using my 1st finger to do that. "12 plus 1 is 13. So if you get to the 13th note, 13th fret on that same string here, if there was a way, and there is, to play this string and make what you're playing here, the harmonic, and come out, you'll get the C sound. So I'm going to try that here. I'm going to take off my little thumb pick. And here we go. Did you hear that? Let's do it again. It's so cool. You can even slide it. For you electric players, try this. It's with distortion, it gives you a whole other interesting world, really. Okay, so to play that, actually the action, the technique is really more on your left hand now than your right hand, because you're not lifting off from this. You're just playing it like a regular note. So to do that, what you'll do, there's different techniques, and this is a classical technique. Take your index finger and touch it on the 13th, in this case, fret, so that would be a C, it's another C. And then what you need to do is strike that note behind your index finger, and I'm using my thumb to do that. That's the actual striking of the note. And then I lift off. So again, my right hand, this is touching the string at the 13th fret, it's another C, and this is striking behind. And you can do this on any note if you have enough fretboard. I'm thinking about getting a 12th fret guitar, and I guess one of the hesitations I have, really the only one, is that it might have less fretboard for me to do these invisible harmonics, which is not the name, but I just like the name. So actually it gets even more wacky if we're going to keep going. Let's do that. What if, let's go higher up. So let's go to the 5th fret, and I'm still on the 2nd string, and this is an E. 12 plus 5 is 17. So that would be 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. There it is. Let's go, I don't know, to the 7th fret. Now we're at 19, etc., etc. If you keep going higher up, and then you're going to be off the fretboard, but you can still, if you guess where you are, you can still get the note right there. So this will keep you busy for years to come. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, and I will see you next time with another lesson. Bye-bye. Take care.